Hi guys, welcome back to TedRedwood FM. I'm Ed. Today we're taking on Arsenal in episode 6 of season 2 of Being Sir Bob. So as I mentioned in the previous video, this might be the end of our run at the league, to be honest. We're looking at a top 7 place as obviously what we need to get into Europe, and that's all I'm bothered by at this point. So yeah, a positive result against Arsenal is pretty much necessary. Maybe not losing, but the teams in between are likely to gather some points as well. So yeah, I think we really could do with a win here. But if you are looking forward to this game and you've enjoyed the rest of the series so far, enjoying the other content on the channel, please do smash a like and subscribe. It really helps me out, takes you a second. And please do leave me some feedback as well, comments. Anything and everything is welcome. It'll help me improve, hopefully. So yeah, cheers. So as I mentioned, the previous episode, I said this would be coming up, and the previous episode was this Tottenham game. We lost 2-1. It's relatively tight from memory, but we just weren't going to get anything from it. We just didn't really perform. So against Arsenal today is pretty massive. I think I've set the team up previously. I'm sort of trusting previous Ed to have done a job. So we'll go through the team in a second, and we'll cover the table afterwards. It's hopefully going to be a relatively quick episode because Arsenal is quite long. But we've got Rajkovic in goal, Calabria, Cahill, Lascelles and Amati at the back, Grujic and Pazic in the middle, Atsu, Campbell on the wings, Perez and Abraham up top. As for Arsenal, they've got Petr Cech in goal, Kolasinac, Koscielny, Socrates, I'm going to try it, Papastathopoulos, is that right? At the back with Callum Chambers, Lucas Torreira, Dendoncker in the middle, Iwobi, Ozil, Cancelo? Is it the same person? I don't know. In attacking midfield positions, then Aubameyang up top. So, I mean, we're underdogs. Let's just say end the poor run of form, because we've ended up dropping into 11th place in the league, which is kind of strange because we've not been bad this season, but as we saw from the table last episode, and maybe if you had a look this episode, the points are so tight. Quite a few teams, anywhere between like 6th and like 13th, of within maybe like 8 points of each other, which I know isn't ridiculous for the Premier League, but in terms of European qualification spots, it's pretty crazy. Okay, I've lied massively. 6th is like 13 points ahead. The positive thing, of course, is that we are in the quarter-final or semi-final of the FA Cup, isn't it? As Arsenal have a cross into the box, Cancelo at the back stick. Oh, they're playing it round. Torreira on the edge. Someone needs to get a foot in here. This isn't looking good, is it? Torreira again. We are closing down really well. We actually intercept and then knock it long to absolutely nobody. Arsenal come back at us straight away. Ozil to Aubameyang. They play it wide. Callum Chambers getting a game for Arsenal, which is relatively rare in FM from the last few editions. Then Dendoncker smashes what looks to be the stanchion, and it drops out, fortunately. But yeah, the FA Cup progress has been extremely useful because I think at least we might have a chance of getting to Europe regardless, but we've got Spurs in the semi-final, so it's going to be tough. A cross comes in for Newcastle, drops to Grujic on the edge, chance to recycle. Our fullbacks are nice and wide, which is good to see, but there aren't many options in the middle. Atsu's cut in. Abraham moves into the box, straight at Petr Cech. It was pretty weak in the end, wasn't it? Highlight starts with us being closed down massively at the back. They are pressing us quite heavily. Aubameyang picks up from a mistake and puts it wide. They've had the better of the game, and that's pretty clear to see from the stats and from the highlights, so we need to do something at half time. I think we just need to play it a little bit quicker, especially if we're being closed down. Hopefully we'll be able to catch them out of position if we just have the right tactics. I think we're going to go counter and direct and just see what that does, but that should be half time any second now. There it is. Yeah, I mean, only 49,000 are at the Emirates today. I don't know if they're expanding the stadium or not. I don't know if I mentioned we're expanding. St James's Park is going up to just under 60k, I think. I'm going to say I am far from pleased, even though it's a massive lie. I think going in at 0-0 was actually a really good start. So we're actually going to go counter, stop retaining possession, go direct. We're going to keep everything else as it is. Hopefully it'll just give us a chance to start from a bit deeper and then spread it a bit faster. That's the idea. I've got to stop saying that's the idea. I'm not a tactician, you know this. Ayoza Perez has picked up a bit of a knock, so he's coming off fairly early in the second half. Mitrovic comes on, I'll swap him and Abraham around, so Abraham is now playing as the false 9. So we've got 2 big lads up front, so if we can get the ball wide, then crossing could be pretty good. Although Abraham is on a yellow. We've got a couple of players on yellow cards, which is not good, and Arsenal have a pretty good chance to cross now and do so. Dendonka hits the bar, drops for Aubameyang, and there's the goal. So all of a sudden everything changes. We're going to go attacking. What else can you do, really? Let's just push up, see if we can just get into them, really. Going 1-0 down was not in the plan at all. We're going to demand more as well. It's very early for this, but it's all I know how to do, to be honest. It sort of betrayed me a little bit this season. It worked quite a lot towards the end of last year, but this season it stopped working. There's a highlight straight after the goal. Pasalic on the edge of the box, gives it to Abraham, puts it straight at Petr Cech. That was the chance. He's had 2 really good chances that he just completely wasted. That's the thing with Abraham. He scored quite a lot of goals this season, but I don't feel as if he can be relied upon. He's quite inconsistent with his scoring. I thought that might be a penalty there for a second, but it wasn't to be. So yeah, I mean, Chelsea don't want to sell him. I don't think they want to loan him either. And I don't know if I'm that bothered about chasing him down for next season. We've got a number of players coming in. We might just change formation completely as Arsenal go 2-0 up. And that's probably the end of the league season, to be honest. Throw in on the right, and Marty gives it to Mitrovic, crosses it in. It's a weird place for him to be. You want him in the middle rather than actually crossing it. Petr Cech is probably going to have to go long. They've got so many players who push up quite far. We just need to win that first ball, and then we've got chances from the second ball. Cahill does clear it to Abraham, who's come very deep and then just wastes yet another ball. I think I'm going to sub him off in a second. We'll see how this highlight develops, but it looks like it's going to Arsenal because no doubt we'll muck up a clearance yet again. Although Lascelles with a good ball over the top to Mitrovic, who's through on goal, and Mitrovic again straight at Petr Cech. It's time to make some subs. So Tammy Abraham can come off because I'm bored of seeing his face. I'm going to bring on Valon Berisha to play in that false 9, just because he's kind of like an attacking mid anyway, so false 9 sort of suits. And then in addition, we might as well get Logan Matei on for Joel Campbell, seeing as he's done absolutely nothing. Might as well give a youngster a chance who will benefit from the experience. Corner, Atsu swings it in. Lascelles is at the front stick. It is a penalty. Mitrovic wants it. Cut out immediately after he said Mitrovic wants it because there was a burp. And Mitrovic can have it because he's composed. He's our best penalty taker, so why not? Unfortunately, Dendonka looks like he's staying on the pitch, but this is a chance to get back into the game. Come on, Mitro, don't let me down, mate. Oh my word. Why? It looked like a good save, in fairness. It looked like it was relatively down the middle and Cech maybe got a foot to it or something. And looked like another alright chance from the corner, but they managed to clear it out. Probably coming to nothing, but we'll stick with it. Atsu, what's he going to do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That was terrible. I think one of the issues is we've not particularly strengthened the side since we took over. It's kind of similar to when we took over in terms of overall quality. Obviously we've got a couple of youngsters coming through, but we haven't really improved. I don't think we've gone backwards, but we've not improved. But with some of the players coming because of the money we've managed to save, hopefully we'll be really kicking on next season. So players like Harry Winks coming in, Maman, or however you want to pronounce it, coming in as well at centre back. So we should have a bit more quality down the spine, I'm hoping, and we can really kick on from there. But it would be nice to get into Europe, and maybe Aubameyang puts it just over the bar, and maybe be able to bring in 1 or 2 extra like really good players that will definitely improve the side. We need like a top striker. We need someone who's better than Mitrovic or Abraham. But I know we have to pay the big bucks for that, and traditionally in FM, I'm really not for paying the big bucks, as if you watch my other series, you'll know that I hate paying any kind of wages or massive transfer fees. It's not my bag. I'm uncomfortable doing it, but I'm uncomfortable starting so high up as well, so I'll have to learn, won't I? Especially with some of the things I've got planned for FM19, as Arsenal go 3-0 up through a guy I've never heard of, which is going to offend someone, Cedric Bakambu. First ever goal for Arsenal. We've been utterly spanked. Could have brought it back to 2-1 with a Mitrovic penalty. Instead it's 3-0. Logan Matei looks like he's brought down but nothing. Pasic to the back stick. Atsu's there. It's too little too late, but you never know. We're going to demand more. We're going to go to overload and see if it wants to work. Nothing happened at all. I assume this is full time. There it is. 3-1 defeat. It could have been closer. It could have been worse as well though. So actually is probably about right in terms of overall scoreline. But that does hamper us massively in the league. I really want to get a top half finish as well. I can't quite remember what the board want, but Perez is out between 1 and 2 days. We'll do the assistant. It shows how often I used to send the assistant to everything. Press conference after I've checked this. So in terms of board confidence, we jump to competitions quickly. We're very much down the middle in terms of everything. We're expected to finish in the top half of the Premier League, and at one point we look like qualifying for the Europa League, so it does take some shine off the achievement overall. They're pleased that we're going to get mid-table even though they wanted top half. I mean, it's not a million miles off if I jump into the overall league, so it's a bit easier to see. I mean, eventually I'll find my way around. It's not like I've been playing this for the last year of my life. We're on 43 points. There's a couple teams above us with games in hand, but they're more than 3 points ahead now anyway. But 9th, 10th, Bournemouth, Leicester, 3 points ahead. Goal difference is pretty similar, so it could kind of swing either way. You never know. Let's have a look at the schedule, see when we're going to come back. So we've got Watford next, and Chelsea, then Stoke or Spurs. I just keep assuming it's going to be Spurs. But there's no one particularly around us until the end of the season, so we'll probably just end up doing an end of season double, see where we've ended up in the league, and well, that'll be probably after the FA Cup semi-final, and hopefully we'll have a final after that to look forward to. But again, if you've enjoyed that, if you're looking forward to more content similar to this, or feedback, comments, like, subscribe would be absolutely amazing, and thank you very much for watching.